Oh, she's awesome. What's
Yes.
that? She's awesome. Your whole team is I just want to say thank you. Like, everyone has been so wonderful to work with. And I'm a big believer when you see people doing great work to be like, you're doing great work. So thanks for...
It's been a long few weeks, actually.
Oh, I'm sure it's been a long few weeks. Absolutely.
But, you know, I think people can say what they want to say, and I don't know if you're watching the media at all.
No, I have been. I don't know what's going on. No one's spoken to me about it. So I just know I don't know what happened on that set, but I know the media can turn really, really bad and negative. And I just rejoined TikTok for the film, and I was texting Rain. I was like, I rejoined it. It scares me, but I'm doing it. And just seeing how fast stuff blows up there too, is really tough. Really tough.
Well, I don't think you're going to have any issues with this film.
No, Steve, when I tell you our cast and just the response from people, just from the trailer.
Hey besties, the infamous audio recording of Steve Sarowitz on the phone with Claire Ayub discussing marketing of her film, Empire Waste. If you recall, Claire Ayub filed a declaration for Blake Lively in court. The motion was for attorney's fees, treble damages, punitive damages, and more, related to California's anti-SLAPP 47.1, where Blake asserts that this recording is evidence that Mr. Sarowitz was intending to spend $100 million to defend and to destroy Blake Lively, destroy her and her husband, Ryan Reynolds. The way that this was positioned to the court by Claire was that this call was recorded because Claire was fearful of Steve Sarowitz, afraid that he would pressure her to apparently allow Justin to work on the promotion, which, by the way, never one time is mentioned in this entire recording. Also not mentioned are any negative interactions that Claire had with Justin. This entire audio recording was picked up by Clark from Reddit and posted onto Reddit. And I've listened to the entire audio, and it's not what I was expecting. A lot of it is Claire literally just kissing butt and telling Wayfair how amazing they are. Very opposite of what you would expect someone who's afraid to do.
Like, and this is why I want to give major kudos to Ashmi, who's kicking ass at marketing. I emailed way back. She helped me out so much early on in our relationship with Blue Fox, and she was able to make a graphic for me with our awards, because I was going to be featured in the newspaper to hype our film festivals and everything. And she created that herself, and I legit was there with all the answers, there to help, there to push. And when I basically emailed, I think it was Jamie, Andrew, and Ryan being please give her either a raise or a promotion or both, because this is someone who, I worked in advertising for a long time, and when you see someone who's good at what they do, oh man, she's been a real dream.
And Clay's easy to work with.
Huh? Oh yeah.
At the theater, so no problems there.
Clay's been great. Absolutely. I'm excited to see the space.
The Ends With Us drama is simply that. It's a drama. I'm done with it.
Yeah, good.
It's going to happen when it's going to happen. Whatever's going to happen, whatever people want to think, they're going to think. I was worried about it at one point, and now I just now I'm just going to let the chips fall where they may.
Honestly,
and if it likes us, great. If they don't, they don't. We are who we are.
I think it's really tough too when it's something you've been really excited about, right? I think that makes it hurt even more when it almost eclipses the work and the message and all of that, and it's really painful to see.
The time we released, we were not excited about it. We just wanted to get done with it.
Sorry.
I'm sure. way before all the stuff.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure.
This isn't too tough. Let's get through it. Hopefully it's not too bad. And it's turned out very well. We've made a lot of money.
I was going to say it's been very successful, and I love the No More partnership. I think that's awesome and important. And like, you know, looking at that side of doing that work and focusing on that and focusing on centering a story of, you know, domestic violence that is so common for so many people in the U.S. and around the world. So I was really glad to see it resonate around the world too, because it's very much not an American issue.
No, it's a worldwide issue. So yeah, we did our best to try and keep it centered on that. We didn't succeed, but that's okay. The public said, please center on this.
There you go. I know. It's tough. It's tough with that side of, I've been very grateful to be able to be in the room because it's my production company and because I own the IP. I've been very lucky to be able to have my voice have weight, and since it is even though for me it's a huge movie, and thank you for funding it, like looking at that, right, of having people who respect the work that's already been done and are aligned with the impact, right, of really being like, we, instead of like creating a fashion line, what we're going to be doing, I'm so excited.
A lot of this audio, honestly, is basically Claire just talking and talking and talking, bringing up things about her own movie, talking about all the things she's doing. Even right there, she's, empathizing with them about how, everything in the media blew up and how the message was lost. She even seems to throw some shade at Blake at how, it's really important to have people aligned with you when you bring them in with the work that you've already done. She credits No More and says that she's glad that they've used all of these resources to amplify this message. A lot of this just seems so weird. Like, is this why Blake doesn't want it to be fully out? I just had a lot of questions when I was listening to this. And it's like 38 minutes of this. I'm very confused when she's going to say anything negative here about Justin or about the verbal abuse, and it never comes up. I'm not going to have the full 38 minutes play here. I want to share another clip of here where basically Steve and her are talking about female-led movies, and Steve is being sarcastic, and he's talking about how the industry has little faith in female-led movies, claiming they're not going to make as much money. This is after Claire spends like 2 minutes talking about her merch line and all these amazing things she's going to do for her film, where there's, again, nothing about Justin at all.
Using this as a way to amplify. Ditto other female writer-directors, right? There are a lot of people out there that aren't going to have our commercials.
Well, female-centric films will never succeed, so I don't know.
LOL. Oh my God. Barbie, baby.
and it ends with us.
And, right? Exactly.
They dissed it.
Oh no, it's always
kind of like lively mess. It ends with us. I was talking to people. I talked to some people at the Numbers like a couple months ago at CinemaCon, and maybe 3 months ago, and they said this is going to do 40 million domestically. Women, of course, women are not expected to women are like the ones who drive so many things. Of course, a female-centric movie is going to do well. Like, that's crazy.
Honestly, and what
the top. So It Ends With Us is now, I think, the 11th highest grossing film. It's going to be 10 pretty soon.
I'm so excited for you.
But every film in front of it is a rerun.
Yeah, right. The best feedback we've been getting, in addition to people seeing themselves represented on screen, has been, oh my God, it's not a remake or a sequel. And I'm like, and then take it from, like, I'm part of these amazing filmmaker communities, and I'm sure you have them too in Chicago, of just people creating incredible original work who they're not seen as being valuable because it doesn't have an IP, or it doesn't have, hasn't been proven that it works before. So you look at it and it's like the industry can be incredibly uncreative for being a creative industry. And it's one of the reasons why, like, I encourage people to meet your audience first. Like, prove that, because our movie resonated with people from 14 to 84 across, and that was for me, in addition to the creative. And this is why I teach it. I teach the creative, but I also teach the business. I'm like, prove why you are worth an investment, and like, be comfortable talking about that.
I think it would go lower than 14. I think.
Oh no, that was just the script. The movie went down to 8.
There's something about Claire that has some moxie where she's pumping up like her abilities, which I'm sure you have to do in this industry. You need to know and express to people like everything that you're doing, all of the great things that you're doing, all the people that you know, all the work that you're doing. And she spends a lot of time talking about what a great coach she is, what a great mentor she is, all the great people she works with, all the amazing connections she has. This that she is saying to a studio that is funding her project, the studio that has connections that she doesn't have, right? This is not someone that's afraid of Steve. And in my opinion, she's promoting herself and she's promoting her film and she's telling the studio that's making her film how great it's going to be, right? This is what most of this call is about. It's just, and Steve is supporting her, telling her like, yes, I think your film is going to resonate with even younger people than 14. It resonates with everyone. It's like supporting her female driven message of inclusion. He doesn't sound like a jerk at all. She spends so much time discussing what she's going to do, right? And then there's times where she actually brings up It Ends With Us herself, which makes me feel like, are you manipulating the conversation to make Steve feel safe? That's because I've become so skeptical in this process. I don't trust anything anymore. I don't trust anything in this industry. But here's a way of how she ties It Ends With Us into her conversation about her film.
Amazing. Well, we'll do our best to.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. But I also know, coming off the It Ends With Us stuff, I just want to say I see you, and it is exhausting. It's exhausting. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Jamie was the most exhausted.
Oh, I'm sure. Everybody. I'm sure, the go-between with Sony, right?
He was the go-between. He was the one who was taking the brunt of the hits, because you didn't see the brunt of the hits, like the slam jobs on us.
Oh, I didn't.
No, because nobody saw them.
Right.
Jamie was stopping it. So Jamie was stopping the worst of the worst. Oh. There was a point where they were trying to slam the Baha'i Faith. He got that done and out. So, basically...
Who was? Was it Sony or was it public? Yikes. That's icky. That's icky.
Oh, they went after everything we had. Luckily, I was out of it. So,
I'm glad.
Nobody had mentioned me. But that's because I'm a nobody. I'm nobody.
We know who you are.
Yeah, but
it's kind of a blessing. Let me tell you, it's kind of a blessing.
I know. Well, that's right. No, there's all these things that, because Blake and Ryan paid for the movie. I'm like, really? Really? Send me a check.
Every time I've seen that, or some of the comments I see, or on the flip, they'll say that Blake sold her cut back to, and I was like, that's not how it works. You own the footage. Like, that's not how it, and people will say it so confidently. And they'll be like, yeah, because they bankrolled the movie. And I'm like, that's not how that's not how it works.
Right. But we just sit there quietly and let them think what they want. And, ultimately we're not going to, but Blake and Ryan are billionaires. I don't think they are, actually.
No. And even if then, everyone has a stake in everything. It's a lot. And yeah, I think it was just fanning the flames, and people... I saw this so I started following this great TikToker who is a PR expert, and she specifically talked about how August is the worst thing for something to happen because people blow it up because it's very quiet. And so looking at that, she's fascinating, but she basically is a lot of the biggest dramas have happened in August when people are out of office at these publications, and people just kind of run rampant because it's still summer and just blow everything up. But no matter what, it just sucks to... I'm sending out the love. I'm sorry, it's been so exhausting. And I'm hoping this is a positive boost.
I just talked to Jamie. He's going on vacation for 2 weeks, so I'm hoping that it's too hard while he's on vacation.
There you go. Good.
So hopefully he needs a 2-week vacation. He's been working around the clock.
Yikes.
He and Justin and their families are going on vacation.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah,
so what can I do when you're in Chicago?
Oh my God, who knows? I'm just excited to see you. I'm excited to meet the Humanity Rising kids. Seriously, because this is what Crystal and I loved.
So there she is, essentially bringing up the It Ends With Us stuff, which gives him an opportunity to speak about it. He speaks about how exhausted Jamie is with everything, having to deal with all of the fallout in the press that's getting leaked, saying that they're going after the Baha'i faith. But then she cut something out because she said, who's going after the Baha'i faith? And then you can't hear it. And then she goes, oh, that's icky. That's icky. And I'm like, who was it? Who was it? Oh, it was Blake and Ryan. Why is she cutting that part out? I don't know. It's just there's parts here where I'm like, did she edit that out? I don't know. But again, she's acknowledging that Blake didn't own the cut. Blake didn't have a cut. That's not how it works. That the studio is the one that owns the footage. She's acknowledging that some of the stories that are coming out that are not kind to the studio are truly like irrelevant and false. This is why I think Blake didn't want the full audio out, because it's equal parts like trashing Blake and agreeing. And she's the one that brought up It Ends With Us there. And then they go on this whole thing about like, what can I do? What can you do for me? And, or what can I do for you? What can Wayfair do to help? And then they spend a lot of time talking about her film. Again, not scared, not fearful. There's zero pressure from Steve.
I know we have, because we have we call it the Wellesley Mafia. I went to Wellesley College, and when I tell you they are the mafia, who is like a huge reason why I got the movie made in the first place, because I did that like nationwide script tour, and they were the ones that were like amplifying when I would be in different cities, that were like putting me up, that were calling in favors, that were hosting me for the events and stuff. And so they're all over the country, and we're going to be doing, I don't know if I told you this, we're doing a nationwide, or a Wellesley Worldwide Watch Party for opening weekend. We're basically, I just sent it out yesterday to all the there are 80 different alumni clubs around the world. So we sent it out specifically for the US and Canada to do opening weekend, to go together with their organization, do group tickets, and like post about it. And then Wellesley College is going to be posting about it, and they're going to encourage all their students to go opening weekend too, because we should be in Framingham.
She went to a small, all women's elite liberal arts college on the East Coast. She's a woman that has a father who's a doctor. She has a lot of affluent people around her. She's bragging about the Wesley Mafia. Sounds like how Blake bragged about how they do things mafia style. I only shared that part because of the mafia part. And I was like, oh, that's funny that she would refer to that as a mafia. But again, she's using her like, I know all of these important people. So it's like, are you really that scared? I don't think so. Rainn Wilson was in her film. And so she speaks about how great he was. And then they speak a little bit about Justin.
On there for opening night. When I tell you, he really had my back during filming. I can't tell you how.
I'm sorry, the 29th is when, the 27th.
27th. Yeah. But like, he really had my back during filming. Because this was my first feature, and he just really, he would always, when he had a thought, he'd go, you don't have to take this. I was like, Rainn, I'm going to take your thought. It's going to be great. But he really, I was so grateful to work with him, and just the way he approached the actors, and he still does, of being like, I'm an equal, like, I'm Rainn, hello. Like, that for me, for all of them, made them feel really seen and safe.
It must have been like so like starstruck to be working with Rainn Wilson.
They were, but he like from the first time we talked on the phone, he's like, I don't want them to feel intimidated by me. Like, that was, and I relayed that to the team. I was like, Rainn wants you to know. And he walked the walk when he got there. He like shook everyone's hand, including the extras who had no lines and like no names in the movie. And he's like, I'm Rainn, it's so nice to meet you, let's have fun. And like, when I tell you, because that was like the vibe we were really cultivating on this set, of making sure people felt safe. And wow, what a gift. What a gift.
The irony is Justin is just like that. And like, you hear things from the It Ends With Us set. So you hear two different sets. It's like, wait a second, which set was it? Was it the set that Brandon Sklenar talked about, where it was amazing?
Yeah.
Or was it the set that Brandon Sklenar talked about?
Honestly, it's so tricky, especially, I don't know. Because I wasn't there, so I don't know what it was like.
I was.
You were there. Was it bad?
No.
Oh, God.
Justin never has a bad set. Yes, it was the worst set he's ever been on, but no, it wasn't bad. I was there on set. It was, Justin is really kind and loving, and he's like Rainn. So you imagine Rainn's running a set. It's just, it's the Baha'i set. It's never going to be like that. No, it was just, everything was made up. It was manufactured, and it was manufactured on purpose in order to take Justin down.
It sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry, because I know the intentions of making the movie were with such a purpose. I'm sorry to have this going on. I'm
The good
hoping
news
it's.
is it didn't take Justin down.
No, I'm hoping it's winding down. Fingers crossed.
I think it's going well.
So Justin is brought up as she's talking about Rain. She's the one that asks about the set of the film. And mind you, she says leading up to this call is supposedly about how she doesn't want Justin involved in the PR because of the fallout with It Ends With Us film set. And then she asks about the film set. And then she says it must have been so tough. And he says, Justin is so kind. He's speaking about Justin as though she doesn't know him. Okay. And then he's going to share more. And this is where he's going to start talking about the Hamas quote that Blake has brought up in her filing. And it's been widely circulated that if you hear it in its entirety, doesn't sound at all the way that Blake has described it. He says, it's all manufactured. All of this has been designed to take Justin down. It's the set wasn't at all the way that it was described. Is it the set that Brandon Sklenar spoke about, or is it the set that Brandon Sklenar spoke about? You know, that juxtaposition between what he said publicly about how great it was, and then after Blake's in his ear, it's like then he's sticking up for Blake, right? The manipulation of Blake. So he dives a little bit deeper into some of the legal sides of things.
I don't know. But I'm sorry it's been so. Are you able to take a vacation soon, Steve? Do you get to rest your brain?
No, but mine isn't so bad. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Jamie was working till 11 o'clock at night. I just checked in occasionally. Yeah. There was a week that was long for me when we thought we were going to have to go into court.
Oh, and God.
I still don't know that we won't have to go into court. Sure. I just know that for right now, it seems like détente. And then if they persist and they push to the limits, then we'll go to court. And then it's all on me. Then I'll be working harder than Jamie did because
it's going to be protecting the studio, right?
I will protect the studio like Israel protected itself from Hamas. So there were 39,000 dead bodies. There will be 2 dead bodies when I'm done, minimum. And so not dead, but dead to you're dead to me.
You're dead to me.
So that kind of dead, but dead to a lot of people. If they ever get me to that point, then I'll make it worth their while because I'm going to spend a lot of money to make sure the studio is protected. But I don't think we'll go there.
Yeah, I hope not. As someone who
that's not the world I want to live in.
No. I hope it goes away. I just hope it goes away, or that people lose interest or realize it's harming everyone's career.
Yeah, I think that we'll just probably for years.
Yeah.
This is not going to go away. I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah.
We'll have to be defensive for years because there'll be stuff coming at us. I will be defensive for years. So if they ever cross the line, then I will go after them.
Yeah.
And Jamie at one point called me up and said, I think we're going to need you.
Yeah.
And we have lawyers ready to go. We have our press people, our PR people working.
Glad.
We haven't had to engage the lawyers much yet.
That's good. That's a good sign. That's a good sign because that gets ugly.
Nothing's really hit our studio. It's never like basically people love Justin and they still love Justin.
Yeah, that's good.
And if you meet Justin, how could you not love Justin?
I know. But yeah, I'm just glad that I'm just sending all the good energy. I hope it stays safe. I hope it stays safe. It's tough.
You know what? Just you were lucky you had a production like that. Almost all of our production is.
So he's again engaging in this conversation because she's the one that keeps talking about it. She brings up this whole thing about parasocial relationships. They talk about the toxicity of Reddit and Instagram. And it's like when you hear it in this context and he's just like, I will protect the studio like it's Israel and Hamas. And then he says it's 2 dead bodies. Ha ha ha. And they're laughing about it, dead to me. And all he's saying is it hasn't gone legal yet. If it does go legal, I'm prepared to spend a lot of money and I will fight back. He didn't say he was going to file 1 million lawsuits. He didn't say he was going to ruin them. He said that he would defend his studio. He would defend his company. I mean, what good CEO and board member of a company wouldn't defend their studio and company if someone was trying to come after them? It's clear he trusts his team and he says, we have lawyers engaged. I really hope we don't have to go there. I don't want to go there. But if they go there, we'll fight back. It's not even about them being aggressive. It's about them defending themselves. And him saying, we're going to have to probably defend ourselves against this for years. Years. And he's like, did you hear the part when he said, if you meet Justin, if you meet him? She never says anything about Justin. Nothing. I don't know that Justin was ever even on her set. How could he have been? I don't think he ever met her personally. Because why would he say, if you ever meet Justin? And she's just letting him go, letting him talk. She's keeping the conversation going. Again, she doesn't sound scared. He's not pressuring her to have Justin help with her promotion.
I love this women's empowerment. You know, we have another. I think I told you another first-time director we supported.
Yes, a woman named Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited.
We're trying to get her first big break. Maybe people will hear of her.
I mean, but Scarlett Jo, who? I can't. I love it. No, but honestly, every time you're a first-time feature director, it's your first time being a feature director. It's tough. I love that.
She was so cool, calm, collected, and confident.
No,
and nice.
Which is what you want, and just professional, right? You want someone who's professional, who
I don't. It's so interesting because you work with so many people, and almost everybody's nice. And then there's Blake, who's she's totally different than everyone else.
I'm sorry.
It's like not to say anything bad about her, but she's different.
There you go.
And I don't. I think for the most part, most people see what we're doing, see we're nice, and they're nice back. Yeah. Even if they weren't perfectly nice. And I just think some people forgot to learn how to be nice.
The industry. I left it for a while, Steve. I left it for a while. There was a reason I was originally going to make this movie in my hometown. It's a tough, icky place. It can be a very icky place.
I think that there's a lot of good people out there, and so what we're doing is we're figuring out who we want to work with, who we don't want to work with. And then we'll just work with them, and then it's done. And anyway, have a wonderful day. I'll see you.
I hope you enjoy your break. It was good to see you.
Tell all your friends.
I will. I'm going to send the invite out. Absolutely. And I just have them RSVP to Clay, right? I think.
Yes,
perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect. Awesome.
RSVP to Clay and or Elise.
Awesome.
She can help as well. Anyway, you can talk to Elise and Clay and ask who they want.
Perfect. I will.
I actually think that it's probably better having it go through Elise and her team, but ask them who they want it to go through.
I'll ask. Awesome. Thank you, Steve. I hope you have a good rest of your week.
You too.
Bye.
I'll see you.
Okay, so I just want to make something super clear. That was not a hostile conversation. I'm going to link the entire conversation below. I'm going to have it as an unlisted video here so that you can go right to it from this video if you want to hear the whole context of this. But none of this is hostile. None of it is aggressive. He is not pressuring her. There's really no way that she's afraid. There's no fear here. So either she's lying in her affidavit, or she's completely misrepresenting what happened. And if she's so afraid of him, why then did she give this to Blake? Why did she hand this over to Blake if she was so afraid of Steve? Steve is so nice during this. I'm trying to think of how little time these people have. He owns a company, Payless, which is a HR company, which is huge. It's $1 billion sized company. He owns Wayfair. He's got his hands in literally everything. And he gave her 38 minutes where all she did was the most of the talking. She's the one that continually brought up It Ends With Us, never says one thing about Justin, never brings up any verbal abuse, never discusses any negative interactions with Justin. And it sounds like the reason why they're doing most of the promotion is that because there was a production company that was partnered with Wayfair that was going to handle most of the premiere and advertising. And then they were getting funds from, I think, Procter & Gamble. I think she was saying P&G. I don't know if that's Procter & Gamble. That's who I think of, but P&G. So it's not like Wayfair was being withheld. He was going to have it on his screen at his Chicago theater. He spent 3 minutes. They spent 3 minutes talking about their theaters, which I've cut out. You can hear it all below. But her affidavit misrepresents this call. Her affidavit misrepresents why she recorded the call. Her affidavit misrepresents the so-called fear she believes she had. And if I was a gambling person, I would say that Blake put her up to this call and that Blake put her up to recording this call. And that's why she brought up the It Ends With Us so much. Either it was Blake that put her up to this call or it was Liz Plank. Someone, in my opinion, put her up to this and they concocted this fear story. That's my theory because there's nothing fearful about her. Now, was Steve a little bit dramatic to bring up Hamas and Israel? Yes. But I think that's how serious he was taking the situation. That, he's someone that they're attacking my faith. I'm going to defend my faith. People with that war will view it as two polar, is the Jewish versus the Muslim faith. It's like you're looking at someone who feels like his business, his company, and his spirituality and his belief system are all being attacked. So is he using a bad analogy? Sure. Yes. But the worst thing that he says there about Blake is that she's not a nice person. That's it. And that the set was not at all like they make it sound. And that they've been dealing with her behavior relentlessly behind the scenes, trying to get this to the end. And again, nothing about Justin. I thought the call was supposed to be about Justin. So who is lying? Is Blake lying? Is Claire lying? How is the judge going to rule when they hear this whole context? Because it doesn't sound like the money's being spent to destroy her. It sounds more like if they go to court, we will defend ourselves. Which guess what? Everyone has a right to defend themselves. This is the proof that she's using for Jed Wallace and the conspiracy. This is proof that she's using to claim that she deserves damages because of a conspiracy to destroy her. She is claiming that this clip, that tiny little clip, is about her being retaliated against because she brought forth claims of sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is not brought up. It's all about difficulties that occurred on the set, creative differences, which he talks about with the cuts of the film, which Claire agrees. If this is her evidence, no wonder it's been withheld for all of this time. Could you imagine if this would have come out in December? That this is what he said and this is how he said it? It's not as bad as it seems at all. And if this is her evidence for why she should get damages for 47.1 and this is proof that they retaliated, it's not. It's proof that they defended themselves. Defending yourself is a constitutional right. Every person that is accused has a constitutional right to defend themselves and seek redress from the government. So Blake can have constitutional rights, but Wayfair can't. Isn't that interesting? And none of that is proof that he was going to file 8,000 different lawsuits against her. In fact, the only one that's been filing massive amounts of lawsuits, subpoenaing literally everyone and bringing all kinds of 107 creators into it is Blake, not Wayfair. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are about this. Are you not surprised, or are you surprised that she misled? Or do you think it's accurate? Are you like, Katie, I can't believe you're discounting what he said about Hamas and Israel. Katie, that was serious. That was really a threat. Let me know. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, bestie.